Okay, here we go. Again, this is the Bo Bice tune, "Take Me Down," and you have exactly the same thing that I'm going to be showing you, so you can study it and check it out. It's really full of a lot of valuable information, and if you remember when we did the song, what was it? "Close Up Shop." Remember that tune we did? I used some of these same ideas, and actually, we even talked about it in a lot of the parallel compression stuff, and having drum masters, and all this stuff going on. And also, I'm gonna close my window here. There's some people mowing the grass. Wait a minute. Okay, hopefully that won't be a distraction for you. When I'm playing it, I'll mute my mic. So anyway, you all seeing the console here? You seeing this? Okay. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Sorry about that noise outside, but when I'm playing it, you won't hear it. I'm just gonna play it from the beginning all the way through once. So check it out.
Trouble bound, we hit the town. I'll never forget that sound. Tonight I fell asleep at the wheel. I woke up just in time with chills darting down my spine. So take me down, and my feet will follow wherever my heart goes. I'll come around like I always. I'll get my feet on the ground. I'll get my feet on the ground. Yeah. Mess around. But as empty as we were, there was no love to be found. Take the pills to help. Wake up just in time, tugging at my sheets. Down, take me down, and my feet will follow wherever my heart goes. I'll come around like I always. I'll get my feet on the ground. I'll get my feet on the ground. Let me drink you away, let me drink you away. The harder I try, the more that I seem to pay. I don't want to be like this. My body's aching, my pulse is racing. Take me down, and my feet will follow wherever my heart goes. I'll come around like I always. I'll get my feet on the ground. So take me down, and my feet will follow wherever my heart goes. I'll come around like I always. I'll get my feet on the ground. I'll get my feet on the ground. I'll get my feet on the ground.
Okay. Pretty intense, right? A lot of processing here going on. So let's just look at it here. We have the kick. We have a sub kick So the sub kick, all that is, I'm going to just talk about it quick, is that they copied and pasted the kick track to this side and embedded low frequency EQ and and had a low pass filter. So they just made this kick sound incredibly, just more low frequency. So watch, I'll play it for you. Go back to the beginning. Control click here. There's the low kick. Can you hear it? It's like really low frequency stuff going there. So, but of course, we have this kind of gating, right? And compression, EQ on just the attack of that kick, right? And then over here, same kind of stuff, gating, compression, but look at this, nothing really because it's all low frequency, right? And then in the kick bus, this is what the EQ is on the kick total. Very, very, very kind of radical stuff going on here. Here's the snare. So what we have is snare top, right? Snare bottom. It's the buzz buzz. But also, luckily, we have a snare sample that gives it that 2 and 4 backbeat. No EQs, nothing on it. The sample actually has some kind of reverbs on it. So here's the snares, of course, with gating and a lot of EQ, right? Look at this kind of EQ on it's pretty radical for the buzz of the snare. And using these are all Avid plugins, right? Hi-hat. And we have overheads. I mean the toms, sorry. Toms are pretty radical too in terms of the EQ. All those mid-range frequencies that we've talked about all term, they're kind of taken out. On this low tom, accentuated the low frequencies too, so it's pretty radical in one sense. But then we have the overheads. So overheads look like this. We have some compression on the overheads, okay, right? And there's like a de-esser that's de-essing that high sibilance on the overheads. That's what this person thinks is a good idea. So I mean, it's probably correct, right? Then we have a drum room sound. This is just the basic room sound, right? Also, this person likes to compress the room and the overheads. Then we have the drum master. And the drum master, this very interestingly enough, kind of like what I did on Close Up Shop, extended the lows and extended the highs and kept the middle all the same. No more pulling out, just adding here. And then, of course, we have the drum parallel compression. This is what's going on here. Notice on the parallel compression that there's not a lot of, on the drum squish, there's not a lot of a low end, because this person wanted to be able to push up that drum parallel compression and not have it accentuate the kick drum, okay? So this is what it sounds like again together. I'm gonna mute the parallel. Here's the no parallel. With parallel. Watch. You can hear the snare is more focused when you play the parallel, right? Okay, so that's the drums. And I want you to go through this yourself too, but this is an interesting thing that they did with it. The shaker tambourine you can check out on your own. Let me put this back in, short delay. The bass guitar part is interesting in that it sounds like this. Right. Kind of muted sound, right, during the verses. And here's what's going on with that. Using this, the BF76 compressor to even it out. And then here we have some EQ. A lot of high end, look. To get that pointed sound. But watch what happens when it switches to the to the bridge, we have a bass distortion track that comes up. Watch. Here it comes. And the bass is played differently there. Of course, still same compression. Here's the SansAmp distortion on the bass. But in the mix, listen.
Now get my feet on the ground.
You don't hear it in the mix. It's weird, you know, how this is all adding up to make sense. So as we go down the line here a little bit, let's go on. We have a Telecaster, power guitar, extra mute guitar. Right? Which is doing what the bass is doing in octaves, right? Acoustic guitar. All the rhythm guitar tracks here you can see are bussed to this one rhythm guitar master. Also, there's the bass sub. I forgot to point that out. This is the bass sub. So these are two subs to that. Then we have these four guitar tracks basically with this one too. And here's so how do you deal with all that mid-range, you know? Look, there's the EQs and compression, right? Okay. And there's this rhythm guitar master, right? So that's also got this EQ on it, which I find interesting. And then there's this part, this high rock guitar, it's called. Right.
We hit the town.
The vocals are pretty crazy. Now, listen to the vocal. Let me start it. Let me find just a spot where we can loop the vocal. Right. Here's nothing on the
We
vocal.
hit the town. I'll never forget
Here's the bare vocal, right? So we have
that
a
sound.
de-esser for that. We have
Tonight I
this
fell
compressor
asleep
and
at
this
the
EQ.
wheel.
Look at the extended highs. And what a de-esser does is that obviously it takes out the sibilance, but if you can extend the highs, you're actually adding highs beyond that don't include the sibilance because they're being taken out. It's a weird thing to think about though. Well, aren't I already adding that sibilance back, but you're not. Then they have a chorus, a short delay, and a long delay that's going down the line for the vocal. Three pieces of processing, right?
We hit the town.
Then we have this extra track here. It's like this raunchy kind of, you know, really with through the SansAmp being a little distorted with this kind of EQ. Hear it, right? And here it is together.
Starting down my spine. So
And see how you can see that on Spine, they took the time to actually automate up the crunch vocal time to give more expression to the voice. You know, it's like a lot has gone into this mix for sure, right? You can see it happen here on.
we hit the
Let
town.
me move it closer here.
I'll never forget that sound. Tonight I fell asleep.
Very low
at
levels here with the
wheel.
delays and the chorusing, but you can see
I
it
woke up just
watch
in
this.
time with chills
Right here.
darting down my spine.
Right.
So that sound.
All right, then we have the background vocals. Let's find those. I'm going to go to the end.
Bound come around.
A lot of de-essing going on, compression, Look at this EQ.
Down, take me down.
This is what it sounds like without it all. Chorus flanging, short delay, long delay, and
Round, come around.
you know, exactly the same kind of stuff that we ran into in Close-Up Shop, right?
I'll get my feet on the ground.
Right. All right. So that's kind of it.
Round, come around.
On the drum reverb, we have a room sound with some compression on
Down, take me down.
on the actual reverb, and some EQ on the actual reverb of the drums. So that's an interesting thing. The drum room, and there's a room verb, another verb here. So you'd have to really go back and see what's being sent where. But I do like that the idea that you label all your sends, and everyone knows how to do that, I think. But if you don't remember, you go to your I/O settings, and when you're ready to create a set of sends, right, you go to bus, right, and then you just double click there and name them. So if bus 1 and 2 is going to be your room verb, now you know what it is. It's always a good idea to start doing that, especially in these kind of really involved mixes, right? Okay, so here's the whole thing again. It's just kicking, right? So on the master though, what he's put on is a channel strip with just a tiny bit of compression there, and then we have this width plug-in. It kind of spreads it out just a little bit, you know. The whole mix. Then he just uses maximum minus 0.2, and then we have listening. That's your thing that you're listening to now. So anyway, that's the basic thing I wanted you to see and just kind of get a look at. Now that you have it, it's a great tool for you to go in and shut things on, turn them on, you know, shut them off, turn them on. They're very clearly labeled too in the comments tracks here. They're all labeled very well. And you can check that out. And I'd like to, the color coding of everything, how it's put together. Yeah, so it's a great mix. It's just really professional, top notch. And like I said, we started approaching this on the remixes of Close-Up Shop. And then remember, I dropped that Pro Tools session of my version, and some of you guys opened it up and used that. And you know, you can hear the same kind of stuff going on in that. Any questions about this? You know, there's a lot of questions, I know, but you can check it out. Okay.
How long do you think this mix took to put together?
Okay. I would say that this person probably spent about 12 hours minimum.
How much of that, does that include editing all the tracks, or not including editing?
No. This is everything's done, and now I'm gonna mix, right? No editing. This is all done. Now I'm gonna hit the mix. So the way I usually sense it, just kind of like that Luther Vandross story that I told, where one whole session of getting it going, right? Second session with the producer, tweaking it. Third session with the artist, kind of 3 sessions. It could be 6, 6, and 6, 4, 4, and 4, 5, 5, and 5. And the reason I say that is most people don't mix beyond 4 or 5 hours straight, because it just becomes counterproductive after that. I don't know. You all experienced that, I think. If you know, after 2 hours, I have to take a break. I can't. Okay, that's enough, because I lose it. I start to hyper focus on maybe one or 2 tracks, and it gets kind of strange. So this is for you all. This is kind of a present, you might say, from the artist through me to you, and you just basically use it for analysis. It's not the Bible, you know. It's not like this is the Bible on how you're going to get these great pop kind of sounds, but it gives you the doorways into how to approach this stuff that maybe you thought, man, I never knew how to get that crisp pop, punchy, you know. I hear the full range. It's kicking. It's unbelievable, you know. And so at least you have something to go by now, okay? And there's no real homework assignment attached to this, okay? All right. So that's all.
Is this the one under Final Project on the OL?
Yeah, Final Project. Take Me Down. There's only one link.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna stop this Audio Movers thing, and I'm going to show you one more thing on this for about editing that you don't need to hear high def, and I'm going to stop the recording. Okay.